Hey, Mr. Go-Kart Man, how'd you put on these really thick boy wheels on this little bitty Razer go-kart here? Well, let me tell you, these were bought online at like Harbor Freight or something. I actually don't remember when. It was quite a few years ago, and all they are is 20 millimeter axles fitting for the original equipment for the Razer go-kart. No, it's stuck. Oh, come off, please. Okay. All right. So this is the original axle with original size bearings and mounts, and I think this is original. Again, it's been quite a while since I've tinkered with any of this. And so this is just an explanation video on how I managed to fit these thicker, about 4-inch tires onto this go-kart. And some people had questions about it. So here I am answering this, of course, original size fitment for there. All the original size hardware, so this is the same nut size. This is actually the original washer. I think this is original. It's been a while, but I do need this spacer on here. And this gives me about a 1/4-inch clearance from the frame to the 4-inch thick tire here. I'm not sure if that's on the original go-kart, but I'm pretty sure it is. This is actually the original key that's on the go-kart for the old wheels. I had to file it down slightly just because the key size on this bad boy is a bit small. And actually, I ordered the wrong size because I thought this was not metric for whatever reason because I'm a dum-dum. It is metric. This is a 20 millimeter diameter axle, and that's what you need. You need a keyed 20 millimeter diameter hub, and this is a 10-inch pneumatic tire without any inflation tube inside of it. So that's how it fits, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It goes on, and I'll also answer a question about the gearing that we have going on here. Let me just get this on. It's very hard to do this with one hand. There we go. Okay, that's on. All right, now I can implement my strategy. So this is an aftermarket sprocket that I have here, along with this one down here, and that's for no other reason than I wore this OEM one out, which is hilarious in my opinion. I managed to wear in the sprocket so much that it started to skip teeth, and yeah. So also it also broke a few chains as well. I'll not get into that story now, but essentially, this is an OEM sprocket size. This is an 11 tooth to 33 tooth, I believe. I think I counted that correctly. And then this one's 15 to 35. This is, I believe, also a 33. These are the same size here, and usually it's 11 to 33, 11 to 33, which gets to about a 1-to-9 gear ratio. This is now sitting at a little bit bigger than that, so I have a slightly lower top speed now, although I haven't tested it yet. But now I don't need a spring tension on here. So normally you would have one of these bad boys spring tensioned down in there. It actually, there's some drilled, let's see if I can focus. So this is a drilled flange down there in that pocket. Let's actually turn on the flashlight on my phone. All right, so my flashlight is on my phone. You can see a little bit better. Yes, there is a nice little screw flange down there to have a spring tension, but without one I can now use reverse properly, so it doesn't matter the tensioning of the chain on here because this is a bit tight, but this is a solid metal on this axle is not going to go anywhere in regards, so fits pretty well. Sizing just right, so you can find these sizes. This is like a D or like double flat socket size thing, and then there's just a keyed shaft down for that one. Again, that's 20 millimeters. That's some diameter or whatever with a D, like a double flat slot thing. Anyway, regardless, it fits. So I like being able to use reverse now. That's OEM brake. Once I tightened this enough I actually switched to a metal handbrake. and have like a switch and all that. So anyway, that works at 30 miles per hour. I'm decelerating as fast as I accelerate, so great. But another thing you may notice from back here that's maybe sticking out is this is a aftermarket air shock, and it's a standard size. It's just kind of like measure the gap in here or whatever. This is like a 9-inch, I think, shock. I think maybe. Anyway, regardless, it is a massive improvement over the OEM. Definitely recommend. I would actually recommend like a 500-pound spring instead of a 1,000-pound spring. This is a little stiff. But going to a slightly taller shock gives you more space. You can actually see back here, I have an interference issue with the old spring and shock setup. But now that it's taller, you space that out a little bit more. So now I don't bottom out on my motor. Always fun. And yeah, good. This is standard bike shock, bought it on Amazon. Very nice. I love how a lot of these are just standard size equipment stuff. Moving over, another interesting upgrade or use choice. When I'm going 30 miles per hour, I wear out these front tires way too quickly. I've now swapped from a pneumatic tire over to a airless tire. It does come with some downsides, like when I roll over certain areas, I'll take chunks out of the tire, but balancing really isn't a big deal. Actually, yeah, you can see that pretty good. I got a nice nut out of it. But yeah, the balancing on it is fine. They're small enough that I don't feel any difference between this and a pneumatic tire on the front end, because all the weight is on your butt back here. Short interlude, I apparently forgot to mention. Get yourself some foam. This is like some just thick foam, what are they called? Like pool noodles or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's just closed cell thick foam with a slot already cut out. And this saves my legs so much. I cannot stress this enough. Having your legs bouncing on this relatively thin, or like it's a small diameter pipe. Like it hurts. And so for a bigger child that I am, it's so much nicer to have just a little bit of padding here. And I think, I forgot to mention. So these airless tires have lasted significantly longer than the pneumatic tires that I normally get. I've gone through like a few pairs of pneumatic tires for the front here with like the inner tube and all that, and I popped a number of them. And it's just because I wear through them so quickly from turning and scrubbing and going significantly faster than they're rated for. So, and requiring a lot of longitudinal force. In fact, I get enough grip on both the front and the rear to be able to pop like a two-wheel like on its side. I actually have a video of that. That's a lot of fun. But actually, I feel a little bit more stable and just better about life with solid core tires, despite my grumbling at them. This is a worthwhile upgrade. This is a necessity. You need these just for comfort, for fast when you're bouncing, especially off road. These metal bars will kind of dig into your legs. It's just this will dig into your legs because you're sitting kind of like cross-legged a little bit, sort of butterfly thing. I don't know. Like, yeah, and also a hard plastic seat is a hard plastic seat. It is what it is. But most of the suspension is all back here, and I'll mention that. So yeah. So this is the primary difference. Upgrading that shock helps a heck of a lot more because it's the only suspension you're going to get. Front tires are going to be what they are. It's a little bit harsher maybe, but yeah, whatever. So that's, I think, pretty much everything. I could go over this spaghetti wiring. I don't want to, so unless I get some angry views in the comments of, hey, why didn't you go over this generic Chinese wiring when you have just a picture of it on your other YouTube videos? You never discuss how to put it together and wire it up and what the buttons do. Yeah, I figured it out on my own. I hope that other people can as well, because I don't want to go over it. It took a while. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, or something. I mean, or don't. I don't really care. Do what you want, and let me know if you have any questions, I guess.
Battery, why did you have to fail on me?